Welcome back to the Realest podcast in the world, nothing outside. It is episode 8. And thank you for watching, subscribing, liking, showing support on the TikTok, Instagram, and everything. We appreciate you so much. And thank you for joining us on our journey as 3 strangers who met on the first episode of this podcast. But it seems like we're missing one of the co-hosts today.
It's not the same without our usual Shawdee right here.
Yeah. Oh, well, hopefully she can join us again soon. I went live on TikTok twice yesterday on my own, and I noticed how toxic it is.
No way.
Because I didn't even adjust anything, and it automatically enhanced my face. Like, I looked at my face, and I was like, who the fuck is that? That's not me.
What, like airbrushed
like, it made my face, like, skinny, and then, like, my eyes huge. And then it made my skin so smooth.
Isn't that like just the beauty filter? Like, did you have the beauty filter?
No. It said enhance, and then all the sliders were up automatically.
That is kind of messed up.
I was on the quad. I thought it was just the glare. I was like, who's this? But yeah, the live was cool. I cracked the egg on my head. Shout out to you guys who were joining. We had like 10,000 people on there. It was crazy. Yeah. So cracked the egg on my head. I made cookies. I was on the quad on the first one. We got a lot of inside jokes going on. Keep those inside jokes coming. If you guys are OG, comment down right now. Comment down the inside jokes for those lives.
If you're an OG, prove it.
And we got presents. TikTok presents. Apparently that's money.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I just saw this guy. He was like, the present just started rolling in. And I was amazed.
Just like
I was like, yo, what's this? I was like, what's this?
That's
and then
so nice.
He was like, it's money. It's money.
How does that work? Does that just go like into your...
Yeah, I can transfer it, but I'm not going to transfer it until it's like a lot.
Yeah.
It's only like 200 right now. No, it's not 200.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
That'd be cool though. That'd be
so
cool.
kind, like to the people that are doing that.
Who buys presents though?
You like buy it and then
I know,
gift
yeah,
it
but
who
would do that?
I don't know.
I feel like that's a lot of work.
I don't really understand like the
He's
point.
14 and lives in LA.
Really?
His name's Derek, I think.
Interesting.
Shout out Derek. You're amazing, bro.
Thank you, Derek.
But yeah, guys, we have our first guest in Nothing Outside history. The whole 4-ish weeks that this show has been alive, we have our first guest finally. She is a student at James Madison University, a BTS stan, and one of the boldest personalities I know. And she's one of our co-hosts. Please give it up for Shawdee Bakhtiari. Oh, shit.
Did I do something?
Oh, no, I hit the mic. I hit the mic.
Oh.
What's up, Shawdee? Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. To the set.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
This episode is all about Shawdee, guys.
I'm a little nervous.
We're gonna dive into her life and dissect who she is as a person beneath what everyone sees online, behind what you see behind her mask. We're gonna get into the intricate details of who this Shawdee is.
Shawdee character.
So I mentioned this not only in the intro, but in the first few seconds of the podcast, very first episode. How did you get into this BTS phase thing? Is it a phase?
It's not a phase. I can promise you it's probably going to be for the rest of my life at this point.
For the rest of your life?
I'm in too deep. I've put too much effort into it at this point.
What do you mean effort? Well, what does it mean to be a stan? What does stan mean?
Okay,
I have no idea.
Well, a stan. Well, you know it comes from that Eminem song.
No.
Okay, so there's this Eminem song. It's called. What is it? I don't know.
It's a weird name.
I don't like Eminem. But Stan is his biggest fan, and he writes to Marshall Mathers, and he's like super super obsessed with him. And so then Twitter took that and called it like stan culture, when you like are really like dedicated to like an artist or like a group of people or something like that, or like a celebrity. So it's like being a stan or whatever is because he was like really in love with Marshall, and he's like, Marshall, like I love you so much, like and he would like write letters to him every single night, and like then he'd be like, why didn't you respond to me? I think he like dies at the end of the music video. It's like really dramatic for no reason. Like I don't think anybody likes Eminem that much.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest. But anyways, that's where it came from. But being a stan is essentially just escaping from your real life and just putting it all into something else, which is kind of fun. Not always, but like if you want to be crazy like me, that's kind of what I do. I just kind of.
So what do you have like a fan account?
No, I don't have a fan account.
Do you run like?
I'm 20 years old, Michael.
Hey, I know someone that's 20 years old with a.
When I was younger, I had a Teen Wolf Stan account. It still exists on Instagram because I like the username too much. No, I had like my most following was like 160, and I would go on there. I'd be like, "Sorry, you guys, I'm taking time away because I need to like do my schoolwork." And like all my other 12-year-old friends would be like, "We love you so much. Stay strong. Your edits are so good."
You were the person we were making fun of a couple episodes ago.
Absolutely. The account still exists too because I refuse to take it down because it's so fucking funny to me.
I have my share of cringy social media stuff.
I feel that. I mean, no one knows it's me, so I don't really care that much.
People know it's me. I mean, I've been doing this stuff since like 2008, so there's stuff I probably forgot about.
Oh my god, you just resurface it on.
I like blew up from this, and then people start sending me it, and then I can't log into the account. That's happened to me before.
Oh my god, whoa. Dude, Ask FM. My Ask FM account is popping, but I logged back into it.
How is that? How does an Ask FM account pop?
No, like I meant like you remember? Did you ever use Ask FM?
Yeah, isn't it just a?
No, I meant like when we had it, like when everybody was using it, it was like always popping. Like I went back in there and I had like 14 unanswered like questions, and I was like, oh my god, it was really embarrassing for me. If anyone ever saw my Ask FM, I would just have to. Evaporate. I was gonna say dissipate, but I don't like that word.
So when did you start to get into this?
So my sister and her best friend, her best friend started it. They're 15 now, and she's been a K-pop stan since she was 11.
So you followed the footsteps of an 11-year-old.
Yeah, I did. And so they always were talking about it. And I was like, damn, this shit kind of bangs. But I never like got into it because I just was like, I don't know, like I was stupid, I guess.
Did you ever make fun of them for it?
I told Nazi that maybe, Nazi's my sister, I was like, maybe don't outwardly do that, because she was already getting bullied in middle school like all the time. And I was like, I don't think it's weird, but I feel like people at you're the mean ass kids at your like middle school are gonna like crucify you for it, so like maybe don't do it outwardly. But I never made fun of them. I like to watch videos with them and shit. And then over like I guess Thanksgiving break, a little bit over quarantine, but mostly over Thanksgiving break, they were like just like watching shit all the time, and I was like, fuck, at this point I don't have a choice. I was like, unfortunately, this is the life that I'm gonna have to lead.
You got sucked in.
And I got sucked in.
Honestly though,
hardcore.
I highly commend the people in like middle school and high school, you know, those people that really show their interest.
Same. Honestly.
Like I thought they were weird, but now that I look back at it, they're tough.
That's what I'm saying. Bold. It is really bold.
And they really dive into that, whether it's like the person with a tail on or did you guys have those people?
Yeah, like cosplay?
Yes.
Like furries.
Not like full-fledged furries.
I've seen like people
the like fingerless cat gloves.
They wore tails to school.
Yeah.
Tails.
Yeah.
I mean, do you?
That's bold.
That's cool.
Do you?
I'm really impressed that you have the confidence to do that.
I think it's so fucked up that like people can't just like what they like in like, because middle school and high school
that's too many likes.
That like what they like. That's a sentence. I mean, I'm sorry. No, but I think that it's so fucked up that people can't just enjoy what they would want to enjoy in high school and middle school, because it's so fucking toxic. Like, why the fuck do you care about what people like want to listen to or look at?
I think
or
it's
be
just
a fan of?
A lot of middle school culture.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, everyone's so like insecure, I think.
No, I mean, I was the same way. I was like, oh, that's like so interesting that like they're doing that. Like whole time I love Teen Wolf more than anything.
You know, I was a ball in middle school.
A ball?
I was literally a ball.
A ball?
Yep.
Explain.
I was a ball. That's about it.
Like you were circular shaped?
If you look back at my pictures, you'll just see a ball.
Oh my god. Just like
very
like basketball, soccer ball.
Yeah, what kind of ball?
Football.
Like a tennis ball.
Oh.
Or an exercise ball.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, like an exercise ball.
Yeah.
With a bowl cut.
Oh.
I think. I don't fucking know.
Oh.
I don't fucking know.
Dude, why do parents let their children have bowl cuts?
Bro,
We need to talk
exactly.
about this. We need to
Why?
talk about
Why did my parents let me have that? It wasn't like a straight up bowl cut, but it wasn't
might as
pretty.
well have been.
It wasn't cute.
That's really funny.
And I forgot to mention this. We not only have our first guest on the podcast,
Oh yeah.
we have our first live studio audience. Yeah. Shout out to everyone that came out. We have about 500 people in here, all socially distanced across the whole audience. About 500 people, all spread out 6 feet apart because my apartment's huge. You know.
Yeah, it's a penthouse.
Yeah, we're in a 10 bedroom, 7 bath. So yeah. Anyways, back
And
to
Kevin
the.
had to make dinner down here.
Oh yeah, maybe it was. Does that count as a studio audience?
I mean, I guess, but I don't think they were listening.
Not dedicated.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not real ones.
Anyways.
Like Emily and Katie.
And everyone else.
And all 498 of them
others, yeah.
that I can't name right now. I'm sorry. Just different variations of the name Emily and Katie 500 times.
Emily.
Catherine.
Catherine. Catstone. I don't fucking know what I'm saying. Anyways, what other interests do you have outside of school, BTS, anything? That's
My friends, my 2 friends right there. And Ashley. She's not here right now, but my friend Ashley as well. Also my other friend and / roommate Claire. She's my friend too. We hang out.
And your other friend.
And my other friend.
Yeah.
Who's my other friend?
I don't know.
No, it
You
just sounds
said-
like
you
I'm
just-
making up.
yeah.
You guys, this podcast is something I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of what else I really like. Not much. Oh, I love This Is Us, the TV show This Is Us.
My sister told me to watch
I'm
that.
weirdly obsessed with that show. I have an emotional attachment to that show.
Oh,
I
my
have
family loves
emotional
that show.
attachments
It's
to all
really
It's
my
so
shows.
emotional.
It's
They're
so
always
good.
like crying.
I know, it's
about
always
it.
like really fucking sad, but I really like that show. I was super into that show. I haven't watched the new season because I just wasn't ready to be like sad in my
You
real.
said you've seen The Fosters, right?
I haven't watched it all the way through.
But is it better? Because my sister was comparing it to The Fosters.
I kind of like the storyline more, but I'm more attached to the This Is Us characters than I am to the Fosters characters.
Okay.
So I feel
So
like
I
if I
guess it
had like a
depends.
more of an
Yeah.
attachment to the Fosters, I would probably say differently. But yeah, I really like. Yeah, I don't watch that much TV. I just like to do things that are like really mindless a lot. That's like kind of my only hobbies. Like I love
Escapism?
Escapism, exactly.
Where do you think that comes from?
That probably comes from I'm a really anxious person, and I feel like if I don't like to sorry, I just said 4,000 times.
I've been counting.
Fuck off. I'm gonna start counting for you. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't really enjoy not being busy because it makes me feel more anxious to not be busy because I feel like I'm wasting my time or I'm not doing enough. So when I have things that just take that just use I'm sorry, I'm kidding. But when I have fuck you, Michael.
Okay, I couldn't swallow.
When I have activities and entertainment that's mindless and I can what did I do? I didn't even say it that time.
I have the giggles. Okay.
But things that I don't have to pay much attention to I really like because it makes me feel like I'm doing something. Feel like is just a phrase.
I just can't
It's just a phrase.
I hit the point where I'm just gonna start laughing for the next 5 minutes.
Got the fucking giggles. Dude, I get the giggles all the time.
Oh no, I haven't laughed this much in a while. I'm crying. Oh my gosh.
Someone get giggles over here.
What?
Giggles.
What is that? What?
You're giggling, so we're calling you
It
giggles.
sounded like. Never mind. Oh my gosh.
All right,
What was
Shawdee,
I-
continue.
Oh, I'm very anxious. So I enjoy things that are mindless and things that I can do without having to put a lot of effort into it because I feel like my mind is always racing. So I'm just kind of oh, this is something that I can pay attention to but not really pay attention to. Sometimes, do you guys do this thing? You know when you watch TikToks? My sister gets really mad at me because I do this. Do you ever just scroll through them? You won't watch the thing all the way through. Sometimes if a TikTok doesn't grab my interest within the first 0.3 seconds, I will not be watching it. It was just so terrible.
No, I understand.
Like the
that.
whole point of TikTok, it's
hard.
literally
Yeah.
it's
It's bad.
it's
hard.
literally 15 to like 60 seconds, and I can't fully focus on it.
That's basically everyone, and
I
that says a
know.
lot
I
about
know.
the TikTok that you were in that blew up.
Oh my god.
Because everyone was mad as fuck.
I know. They didn't even wait.
About that, I was looking at the analytics,
Mm-hmm.
and it says how many hours that it's been watched.
Mhm.
I added up into days, and you know how many days that it's been watched for
How
total
many?
time?
How many?
79 days.
No way.
79 days. You know how many days that is? It's 79.
That's crazy. People really watch it that many times? Like,
It's at, like-
do those analytics are just like when people come across it, right? Like, it's not
Like
watching it.
it's the watch time.
That's fucking crazy.
So total watch
each
time.
Individual person,
Yeah.
That's
like, added
insane.
up.
I'm 70 of those days.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be about like 3 days.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that
what
would
I
make
would've
sense.
guessed.
But
Like,
79?
79?
That's one less
That's
than 80.
insane. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And one more than
crazy.
78.
Quick maths.
Quick
Did
math.
we get that one right this time?
Someone comes in the comments, they're like, you're unfortunately incorrect.
Oh my gosh. But what was
That is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. it
That
is a
sounds like
lot.
too much to me. I don't know why. But maybe because it's like me in the video and I just don't expect people to ever.
Is that your biggest blow up so far?
Uh,
Or do you have a bigger
my-
viewed video
my-
on TikTok?
the one that I had has like 900K
Okay.
So-
So it could pass.
views, not likes. It's like 3 likes, I think.
3 like what was it?
It's the one. So you know the song "Toes" by DaBaby. My heart's so cold, I think I'm done with ice.
Yeah.
If I leave it, she gonna die. That was
No.
my favorite TikTok dance, and I went to go do it, and TikTok had removed the fucking sound. So it's me and Emily, and we're standing in the Wayland, our dorm basement, and I am singing the song and doing the dance, and Emily does one part of the dance with me, and I posted it, and for some reason people were like, "Oh my god, like that's so funny."
Was
Really?
it funny?
Oh, was
I
it
mean,
funny?
I don't know. You want to watch it?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it was silly for sure. It gave me a goof and a gaff for sure. I don't really know if I would
Goof and a gaff.
I don't know if I would call it funny. Let me see. Oh, I gotta go so far down. Bitches be posting TikToks. Here it is. Oh, shut up. Oh my god.
TikTok took off my favorite audio. I will be singing it. Ready? Okay. Well, it's so cold. I think I'm down with iceberg. I believe a sheet goes down. If it's you down with okay, then I pull up window knife because I bring guns back. TikTok took off.
So
You look like
stupid.
you're having fun. You're like passionate
I'm
with it.
really enjoying myself. Having a great time. As fuck. Yeah, what they said. As fuck. Oh my god.
Okay, let's get more into your life.
Okay. I
Uh
was like, no.
who do you you're like, nope, I'm leaving. Who do you look up to most in your life?
Katie and Emily. I'll actually okay. I
Like
look up
truly.
my mom. I really do. I know that's a really cliche answer,
I mean,
but
it's hard
not to.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But my mom is one of my my favorite person ever. My mom is one, everyone says this, but it's true. My mom is one of the most hardworking people I've ever met in my entire life. She does not stop. She's crazy. She's so, I think the thing that I look up to her the most is, which, I mean, it could be perceived as maybe a negative thing, but she takes on so much and is always put together, which is so, and I think that's like where a lot of like my desire to just be so on top of things and work all the time and be like so organized and so timely and like really dedicated to what I do comes from that, because she's just the type of person, she'll work like however long her shifts are, like 9 hours, whatever, come home, and then we'll like go out or we'll do something, or she'll make food or whatever, and then also it's like the next day, like it's like 9 a.m. and I've been like, I just went to bed 2 hours ago, and she's like up, like has her makeup on, and she's like doing laundry or like cleaning the house or something like that. She's so like, she's always on. And I think that, and that's not, I mean, there's more than that to her, because she's also the most caring person. My mom, this is something that I definitely got from my mom. She loves to do things for people. And my number one thing, I love to do things for people. My love language is acts of service. I just love to do things for people, like random shit. Like I just don't even care. And I think that I definitely got that from her, because she's the type of person, like I'll be like, this is, if you're Iranian or foreign, you probably know this, but I'll just be studying or doing homework, and my mom will come to my room with like a cut up plate of fruit or something like that.
Oh, that's cool. I
And
wish
it's-
my mom did
It's
that.
so like, and I always feel bad. I don't want her to do that stuff for me. And
My,
I just,
you know what my mom does? Hey, come here. Turn off the light.
My mom does that too though.
Hey, can you give me water?
Can you hand me the remote? The remote's right fucking there. She's like, can you hand me the remote?
Or
No.
just like, hey, what?
Oh my gosh, that's the worst.
What, mom? And then you go all the way upstairs, and then when you get there, you're like, what'd you need, mom? Huh?
Literally. No, my mom does that too. She still does that. They do not change. My mom
That's
does
just
that
a
shit
mom
all-
thing.
It's such
All
a mom
moms,
thing.
like they'll call for you and
She, oh
And
my
it pisses
god!
me off.
I'm like, turn the light off before you get in your bed at this point. Like, and the thing is like, she'll call my little sister first, and Nazi will never fucking respond. And then she'll be like, Shawdee, can you come turn off the light? I'm like, why did you even bother trying fucking Nazi at that point? That bitch does not do shit. But yeah, sorry, Nazi. But yeah, that's definitely something that I get from. That's like my favorite thing that I feel like I get from my mom. I have like this desire to do things for people, even like the littlest things. I don't know why. I just always want to do things for people. Like I had this really weird thing, especially in middle school. I loved to tie people's shoes for them. Like how fucking
Oh,
weird
you're
is
that girl?
I was always like,
You're
I'll tie
that
your
girl?
shoe. I was like, I'm already down here. I might
that's
as well.
so nice.
You're already down here.
They're like, no,
That's
you're not.
funny.
You're standing. I'm already down here. I don't know. I just think it's like sweet. Cause I don't know. That's like, I'm not very physical. Like I don't like to touch people down. That's not true. If I like you enough, like I'm very touchy with you, but I'm not super, I'm super like awkward. So I don't like to be very touchy. So I want people to like, for me to like show people that I care about them and that I really like them. I like just want to do things. Cause that's the best way that I can express it. Cause cause like some people are very like touchy feely and you know that they like you and you know that they care about you. And I just can't do that. I don't know why I'm so awkward. I think I'm so shy.
Ew. I'm gonna need you to leave after that. I hate that so much.
I also don't like it. I hate it
As
so
you
much.
do.
So like since your love language is acts of service, like that's how you show love. Is that the same way you like receive love too?
Yes, I like when people do stuff for me, like obviously because I think like that's how I show how I care. My favorite thing, honestly, which is gonna sound like duh, I just like when people show me like through their love language. That's always really sweet to me because like I think it's so cute. I think love languages are so cute.
Yeah.
Another one that I like is words of affirmation. I need to be validated all the time,
yeah.
at all times. It's really bad. It's not healthy. I'm not saying it is, but I love to be validated.
I'm saying yeah for me
All
too,
the
by the way.
time. I love to be validated. That's why I fucking get swept into those damn TikTok comments. I'm like reading, I'm like analyzing them. I'm like, I wonder what they I wonder at what point in the video they said this.
Do you get affected by the negative ones?
I won't lie. I definitely like when I first read them, I'm kind of like, ugh. And then I'm like, okay, who gives a fuck? Because I know that like there's been times where I've seen a video and I thought something negative. I've never commented it because I'm not gonna cyberbully people. It's not cyberbullying, but I don't really like to comment negative stuff because I don't know. Because you never know the full story, obviously,
Yeah, exactly.
especially on TikTok. But I definitely get kind of like jaded by it. But I try not to take it too seriously because it's first of all, it's not that deep. It's just not that deep. And also I know that people don't know me when they're commenting that stuff. So of course it's like easy to take it personally, but I'm like, I know that the way that I'm acting doesn't translate. It's not going to translate the same way for every single person. Like people aren't going to perceive me the same way, which is awful. And I hate that, but it's
A
fine.
point I want to hit on what you said that you don't know the full story. To those of you who are hold on. For those of you who do comment like mean shit, not even just for us, for anyone in general, you don't know what that person could go through. Imagine if they're on the verge of just breaking down. Maybe they're depressed. You don't know what that comment could do. That could be the tipping point of something tremendously horrible.
And
so
sorry.
just be aware of what you say before, because in the end, just don't be an asshole.
Yeah, I think it goes the other way too. Just like little things like positivity can really go a long way for someone, especially like what you were saying, if they're in a dark place, you know, it can make a big difference.
That's true. And I will say though, I wholeheartedly subscribe to the fact that when you post things on the internet, in this day and age, especially TikTok, I mean, you're signing on for it.
You're signing.
Definitely.
Yeah, you're letting.
I'm not excusing like the negative comments,
definitely.
but you definitely know what you're signing on to, and you know what you're getting yourself into. So
you're
that's kind of
opening yourself up to public judgment.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, so I mean, people can comment whatever the fuck they want, and I think that's kind of the good point. What we were talking about is essentially, if you're not like the catch analogy, if you're not catching the ball, throwing it back, like it's not a game of catch.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's but those are all good points too. I agree with that.
What was
TikTok.
What?
I said fucking TikTok, man.
Fucking TikTok. So toxic. Sheesh. You mentioned your sister a lot, kind of.
Yeah.
How close are you with her?
We are super close. We weren't always close though. We're like so she's 4 years younger than me.
It happened when you left for college?
It happened when I left for college and a little bit of my senior year.
Yeah.
I think that
Same
happens
with mine,
that happens to everyone.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Why? I'm pretty sure this is why.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you live with them the whole time. And I bet you when you're with them for over a week, you start fighting, right?
Yeah, we're getting better with it, but we do kind of fight.
Like over the quarantine,
Yeah.
me and my sister were back. I haven't lived with her in so long.
Mm-hmm.
We were with each other for 5 months. It's like, but when you wake up one day, I saw a tweet. It was like, you ever wake up one day and then you think about your sibling? You know what? This motherfucker's all right.
Yeah. Literally, that is literally what
Fuck is
happened with
alright.
me and my sister. Because she's 4 years younger than me. She's a sophomore in high school, and I'm a sophomore in college, obviously. And we were obviously, I mean, everyone gets along when you're kids, like when you're little. Not gets along, but you hang out with obviously your siblings, like your main friend when you're kids. So we would hang out all the time when we were little. We would fight a lot because her and I, it's really crazy. We're similar, but we're so fucking different. It's so because I'm very high strung and anxious about everything, and I think that everything is the end of the world. And on the other the opposite end of that, she's one of the most apathetic people. Sometimes she literally does not give a fuck about anything. They know she does not care about anything. Like she does, but she's so chill about most things. Like I'll literally be sitting there like, just how I talk and how I act. I'm so explosive and all over the place, and she could literally we could probably sit in this podcast format for as long as we record, and she probably could go the entire time without saying anything, like genuinely not saying anything.
So she's quiet?
She's very quiet. She's very shy and reserved, and I think it's funny because I'm so extroverted. It's really weird, but when she gets comfortable, she's talkative as fuck. She never shuts the fuck up, but but it's really interesting how as far as us being on the surface, we're complete opposites in that way, which is really interesting, I think.
Were you about to say
Yeah, were
Grace?
you gonna say something? I'm sorry.
I think no, I was gonna ask something, but you hit the point when you were talking about her.
So yeah, we were not close. We got really distant when I was in middle school. She was in the 5th grade, I think. I was in middle school. Once we switched schools, once I stopped going to the same school as her, we kind of stopped being close because at that point we weren't seeing each other, and we grew like in different directions, which was because she was younger than me, and also we were just really different at that point. So we would fight we would try to hang out, but we would just fight all the time. And we get so mad about stupid shit. And then around my junior and senior year is when we started getting really close again. And because we have really similar interests, and we're sisters, and we are, we have the same life, we have the same parents. At that point we had the same life because we were living with our parents, like, at home. And then I went for college, and we got really, really close.
Do you feel pressured to set a standard for her, or like a bar or something of that sort? I
definitely do. I think that's part of where our fights start too, is because I don't want her to be like me. Like I don't think people should be like me probably. But I've been through, because when you're an older sibling, you've been through it, and you feel like, and even if you don't mean to, you feel like you know better because you lived through whatever they're going through, because I'm 4 years older than her. So I feel like I constantly put a pressure on her, especially with school, because we take 2 very different approaches on school. Cut to Nausea sleep. Me taking a video of her asleep on my bed while her math class is going on. And she's like, "Can you leave the class for me when it ends?" But we're very. When she tries, she's really smart. She's just annoying about it. She's gonna roast the shit out of me after she watches this. It's okay. But we take very different approaches on school, and I feel I feel like sometimes I definitely overstep, but when you're a sibling, you don't really feel like there's a line. Sometimes you really feel, and
No,
I feel like there's not. When you're siblings, you don't really feel like there's boundaries. There obviously are boundaries, especially as you get older, but I don't give a fuck about those. So I'm always like, Nazi, did you do your homework? Nazi, did you do this? Nazi, did you do that? And like, that was where our fights really were bad when we were younger, is because I think I was just like on her ass all the time. And obviously that's annoying. Like I can recognize that that's annoying, but I was helping her. So
do you like almost feel like responsible, like a mother type of figure towards her?
Oh, absolutely.
Sometimes?
And I know it's weird because you would think that comes from, I feel like sometimes people think it's like, oh, if you're not being parented, you have to become the parent. But my dad is chill as fuck. Like I always say, like, my dad's not my parent, he's my friend. My dad was our beach week chaperone. I can get into that later. That was fucking funny. But my mom.
What is that? Beach week chaperone.
Did you go to beach week your senior year?
What is that?
It's like after prom.
After prom, most of the seniors go. They all get like houses. Did you go?
Well, no, because COVID.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Yo.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I literally forgot. Oh my God.
I've heard of beach week like
You're
in
from Virginia Beach, and
April.
you guys didn't have a
Everyone
beach. And you
has
guys didn't
beach
have a
week.
beach
I
week?
hear there's beach week during like April where all the college students come.
Well, that's like spring break, but
Oh.
beach week for seniors.
It's like after prom, you like go and like party at the beach.
Yeah,
for,
and
like,
you
a
were in the
weekend.
house.
Did go to the beach, but I don't think it was because of that.
Well, yeah, that's like a thing. I didn't know that. That's weird that
It's
you guys
very
live in. It's
common.
weird that you guys live in Virginia Beach.
I mean,
and you
maybe
didn't
it's a
do
thing.
it.
Maybe I just didn't have friends.
Michael didn't get invited to beach week.
I didn't get the memo. I was at home. I wonder why everyone's at the beach.
That's where it's busy as fuck in Virginia Beach right now.
I mean, hey.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, but I was going to say, I think that people would assume that comes around when your parent isn't parenting. But my mom was pretty strict when we were growing up. Not strict, but she was what you would consider to be someone who's parenting. So I don't know.
Was she a helicopter parent?
She wasn't a helicopter parent, but I think it's another thing with the whole like Iranian thing is that it's this weird thing that a lot of Iranian kids I feel like can relate to is when you're younger. Not my dad. I don't know what my dad is so weird. I love him, but he's so strange. He's an anomaly for sure. But my mom would just not let me do like anything. And so I feel like it's like they do it on purpose so that they set all these rules for you when you're younger so that you get it wired into your head. And then as I got older, she would like, I would ask her if I'd be like, oh, like guys, my friends would be like, oh, can you come do this? I'd be like, I don't know. I have to ask my mom. And then like I'd ask my mom and she'd be like, yeah, that's fine. And I'd be like, are you sure it's fine? And she's like, yeah, it's
Like,
fine.
something's
And
weird
I would like,
here.
and I think they do it so that you start policing yourself and that you start like just putting those rules in for yourself. Cause I do that all the time. Like I'm literally a sophomore in college and sometimes I'll be doing shit. I'm like, I don't know if I should, you guys. Like I literally don't live with my parents.
It's like you're about to go out. Hold on, I just gotta call my mom. Hey, Mom.
I text
Can I go out?
she's like, I guess. I text my mom at frat parties. I'd be like Snapchatting my mom at frat parties.
I think that's kind of good though, because like especially like going to college and stuff, it's like really good when you have a good relationship like with your
True.
parents. You like reach out and you can like tell them about like life away from home.
True. I don't
You
tell
know.
my parents that much. I don't want to get too comfortable. I
Oh,
don't want to fuck shit up.
What's the relation like between you and your parents?
We
Do you tell them a lot, or I mean, I guess you just said that. But
well, I think with my parents too is I got closer with my parents as I got older. I mean, obviously, you're not telling your parents shit when you're like 16. Like, I'm not gonna tell my parents what I mean, I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything. I was so lame. But I mean, I think as I've gotten older, I've gotten a lot closer with my parents. I've gotten a lot closer with my mom. Because my mom and I used to fight like shit too. Because we have the same person. My mom and I had yeah, we would duke it out once a week, fight night. No, but we would argue a lot when I was younger, especially in high school.
were you hard-headed?
I was annoying as fuck. I know I was annoying as fuck. No, but I'm that asshole who cries in arguments, which is so ugh. But I just can't help it. I'm
You
really
just gotta do the butthole technique.
I'm really sensitive, so I would just get really mad. And my mom is a Leo sun and a Leo moon for people who know astrology. So her only emotion is angry when she's fighting. And I can't deal with that because I get angry, but I get really sensitive and sad too. So it's just like a really bad argument type because we're both just like, it's just coming from it at the wrong place. It's just not good for anybody involved. But we don't fight that much anymore. I mean, everybody fights with their parents. Like sometimes, you know, like you get in arguments with your parents.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Sometimes your parents just annoy the fuck out of you. I'm like, dude, please stop.
Are you a first-generation college student?
No. My dad went to VCU. Go Rams. Go Rams.
Where were they born?
My parents were born in Iran.
How about you?
I was born in Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond.
Johnston Willis Hospital.
Oh.
At least I give like the room number. It's Midlothian. It's not actually
I
Richmond.
don't even know my hospital. Do you know your hospital?
I do, but yes, I do.
How did that take so long?
What is it?
I do.
St.
What?
Peter's.
No.
In New Jersey. I forget exactly.
Wait,
which
what
town.
city in Jersey? What town, part of Jersey are you from?
I'm from Bridgewater.
Oh yeah. Oh, you told me that. You
Yeah.
told me that. I forgot.
Do you consider yourself to be what do you consider yourself to be? One word. Actually, let's get it from the live studio audience. One word to describe Shawdee.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Let's hear it. Annoying.
And don't be like, oh, I gotta impress her. Literally.
Do you think they give a fuck about
Like
it?
literally.
First
Literally.
thing that comes to your mind.
Yeah. I like that one.
I guess this is a hyphenated word if we're saying one word, but silly brain.
Silly brain. Silly
Okay,
brain is
okay.
a good one.
Interesting. How about when you first met her?
When I first met her,
Sexy.
just like very outgoing.
Outgoing, yeah, I think the same.
Yeah.
So,
I would say psychotic,
how
honestly.
about you, psychotic?
Yeah. Maybe, yeah, a little bit. A little crazy.
Do you consider
No,
yourself
actually, wait, sorry. Unhinged.
unhinged?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
That's a good one.
Do you consider? Hold on. Do you consider? Do you consider? do you consider?
Remix. Gotta start Jersey.
Do you
fist
consider
bumping.
yourself to be a happy person? Like what emotion are you feeling most of the time?
Nervous, honestly.
Like alone.
Nervous.
Why?
I just always feel really nervous. I'm very wired. I think I'm not able to like be relaxed, I think. I wouldn't say that I'm unhappy. I think that there are things that can make me unhappy, and I definitely have days when I am unhappy. But for the I guess I won't say I wouldn't say overall I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm happy, but I don't know. I guess there's a middle ground, because I think that I feel both. Obviously, I feel both of those emotions because I am a human being, but I feel like it's kind of hard to culminate and put one label on my mental state, or the state of my life at least. Because I am really privileged, and I'm grateful for what I have and what I'm able to have, because I know that it's not relative. You know, you don't have to compare yourself to other people, because obviously someone's going to have it worse and somebody's going to have it better. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I do know that, at least in my case, I kind of think I've definitely been in a worse place, and I definitely have been in a better place.
What kind of things make you unhappy without exposing yourself to the TikTok haters?
Well, the TikTok haters make me really sad. I guess failure makes me really unhappy, which isn't healthy, but I don't like to be wrong, and I don't like to be bad at things. That's something that I kind of struggle with. I'm bad at a lot of things. It's fine. I can do things that I'm bad at. But when the stakes are high, like being like school, if I'm not performing the way that I want to in school, that makes me pretty unhappy. I think sometimes I can't really think. I think a lot of times, sometimes I feel like I make myself unhappy just by overthinking. I'm an overthinker for sure. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of go into all the possibilities, and I'm like, am I doing enough? Am I being a good enough person? Am I a good enough friend? Am I a good enough sister? Am I a good enough daughter? And I kind of put myself in these situations where nobody's thinking that I'm not. Nobody's feeling like, or at least I think nobody's feeling like I'm being inadequate, but I make myself feel inadequate, and I sort of undermine myself a lot. And I think a lot of what makes me unhappy is in my own head, as opposed to outside forces or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So that's where the need for affirmation stems from.
Absolutely. And it's so fucking annoying, because it's like, for people that might not I feel like to an extent most people understand wanting affirmation. Mm-hmm. That's a normal thing, I feel like. But I think sometimes I kind of get annoyed because I don't want to make people feel like they consistently have to prove themselves, because I don't think that it's not me wanting people to prove themselves. It's almost me wanting to prove to myself that I feel good enough, and that I am good enough, and that I'm a good person and stuff like that, which is so frustrating, because it's like, I know that it's irrational, but I can't let myself believe that it's irrational, which is so fucking, I have just a lot of cognitive dissonance with that. And I feel like that comes with the anxiety for sure, just like having that type of mental state.
So would you say that's a lot of like perfectionism for yourself?
Absolutely.
Just having a really high standard for yourself.
Absolutely. And it's crazy because I just don't have those standards for other people. And I don't even say that as like to lie. I just don't ever hold anybody else to a standard as high as I hold to myself, which is so bullshit. I don't know why I do that.
Would you say go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I wonder how much of that has to do with being like the oldest.
True.
Like the older sibling, because I know that's really popular among like firstborns. Just like self-instilled, like.
Are you a firstborn?
No, I'm a middle,
Yeah.
but
I'm second.
Yeah, your baby.
So I guess we can't relate to you.
No, I totally agree with that though. I definitely have noticed that a lot, especially for firstborn girls. I think
no,
a
my
lot of times,
sister. Yeah, I definitely see that.
And that's something my mom my mom will just be sitting there. We'll just be sitting there and I'll just be like, are you mad at me? And she's like, why would I be mad at you? She's like, please
Hey,
tell me.
sometimes you get the vibe though when your parents are like,
You like come
You
downstairs. Yeah, they're being quiet as shit. I'm like, are y'all mad at me? Did I do something?
and then you're like, fuck, what did I do? And then you snitch on yourself. Hey, I'm sorry about the. Well, you did what? What? And you're like, fuck.
And now they're actually mad at you. You're like, oh shit.
But how would you say those are your biggest struggles that you've struggled with?
Yeah. Those are my biggest struggles that I've struggled with for sure. No, but I would say definitely, yeah. I think because it's like constant. I think that's what makes it hard. I'm sure I've been through harder things. I'm sure there's been situations that have been harder than just me feeling like a perfectionist all the time. But I think because it's so constant, it's just annoying. Where I feel like I have to do, like, I can half-ass things. I have half-assed things before. I'm not like sitting there. I'm not like Shakespeare writing like essays and shit like that. But I definitely struggle with just that idea of my own image of myself, and then I keep projecting that image onto other people, and I convince myself that that's how other people see me, which it doesn't matter how other people see you, obviously, but when it's people you care about, of course you're gonna care because you don't want to like be a dick or like come off like some type of asshole or something like that. So that's definitely something that I struggle with a lot.
So you said that you've had worst parts in your life. What was the lowest point in your life?
Today. I'm just kidding. Middle school. I know, cliche, really cliche. Well, I'm trying to gauge how I was in high school.
Do you have a specific moment that you can
middle
think
school, of? I have like a culmination of moments in middle school. High school, I had some bad times, but I really was fucked up in middle school because I think for me, middle school is definitely when I had been an anxious kid my whole life. Like in elementary school, I was anxious as fuck. Like I was doing things that normal kids weren't doing because I was nervous all the time. I would tell on myself when I was little. Oh, this is a funny story. This is funny. This isn't my lowest point, but this is really funny. One time I did something, I can't remember what it was. I think I sent a text message to somebody and it was kind of mean or something like that. And I felt so guilty about it. And my mom got home from work that day. And I went up to my mom and I was like, you have to take my iPod for the night. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I showed her the text. I was like, I sent this to somebody. It was like a friend, but I guess we were arguing about something. I don't even remember because I blocked it out of my mind except for this point. And I was like, you have to take my iPod. Like I misbehaved. I shouldn't have done that. I don't know why I did that. You have to take it. She was like, well, you obviously understand that it was bad and you apologize. So it's I don't need to. I was like, I don't want to have my iPod. I don't deserve it. And I made my mom take it from me for the night. And I grounded myself. I've never been grounded except for that.
Take it.
I literally turned it off and I put it in the cupboard and I didn't let myself go on it. And I like scolded myself. And my mom was like, it's okay. Like you don't have to do that.
Does that still translate into today?
I mean, kind of.
Like,
I mean, I definitely don't ground myself anymore, but I do. I guess I do get like upset with because I mean, I'm 20, so my parents aren't like punishing me or anything because you know I'm a 20-year-old like at this point, but I definitely do. I feel like I end up doing things to like not to like if I like don't do something up to my standard or something like that, I kind of like I like don't allow myself to go on my phone or do this or something. Or I'm like, oh, you have to wait and do all of your work before you can do this and stuff like that. And I think I just kind of police myself when I don't have to, which is really weird. But that grounding story is fucking hilarious. I cannot believe I did that. It was awful. I was like, I made her. She was like, no, I'm not. I was like, please. And I literally put it in the cupboard. I was like, no, I'm not going on this. And she's like, well, I was like, no, I don't deserve to have it. And she was like, okay. She's like, all right, psycho. But I was in the 4th grade. I remember that. Anyways, oh, sorry. Lowest point. In middle school, I definitely struggled a lot. I think everybody has these struggles in middle school because you're trying to be a person, but you're also 11 or 12 or 13 or 14, which fucking sucks, which is just a terrible time to be alive. And you do cringy shit, which is fine. The cringy shit's fine. I'm cringy now. So you can imagine how cringy I was when I was 13. Awful, just embarrassing. But I just remember, this is so like nuanced, but I was really struggling with fitting in, which but I think that for me I started struggling a lot with my culture, which is a completely different thing that you don't really expect, especially when you born here, grow up here. When you're younger, having a different culture is like cool. Like in elementary school, people are like, oh, it's so cool that your parents like do this and that you have this culture. And then as you get older, and
there is that struggle. It's like around like middle school, high school.
It's around middle school where you're just like, I feel so fucking weird. I feel like an outcast. And it's like, and originally it wasn't even with people making me feel like that. It was more of myself. Like I was feeling, it's like imposter syndrome, honestly, because you don't feel like you 100% fit into the culture that you grew up in and you live in every single day, and that I am an American, obviously, and then it's like you get older and you're like, but I'm not like fully American, like, you know, I'm not like American, I'm Iranian American. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like at home with my parents and I'm like, oh, but I don't really fit in here either because I didn't grow up there. I only go there in the summer. And you start feeling like you're like lying almost, which is something I really struggle with because I kind of have a weird, like, I feel like everybody struggles with their identity always. So, and like, I think that's kind of what started me getting so into things that I liked. I wanted to put myself, like, I wanted to just be like, oh, this is like something, like all of my interests. I was like, well, this is something that I know is mine. And I know that I'm like good. Like, I know that I know a lot about. And I think that's kind of where it came from because I felt like I belonged into that. And then obviously, like, in middle school, everyone's fucking racist for some reason. Like, I don't know why the fuck everyone gets so racist.
Was your middle school and high school diverse?
My middle school was, but I was in the CBG program, which is the center-based gifted program. So we were really like alienated and isolated, and it was just not very diverse. And so for me, I think I was really pushing to fit in with something that I wasn't a part of. And on top of that, I think I just felt like shit because I was like, I started to, and this is something that's really like, I guess, dark, but I started to hate that I was from somewhere else. And I started to hate that I looked the way that I did. And I started to hate that I didn't fit in. I was like, why can't I just be fucking normal? And it's like, I was normal. I am like, I'm a person. I am normal. It's normal to be like, from a different place.
But you can't really, there's no normal.
Right. Yeah. There's no normal, but it's like, I was like, why can't I just be like everybody else? Like, why do I have to, why do I look like this? Why do I have all these, like, these cultural things or like these, like this background that nobody else has? I was like, why am I so fucking weird and different? And so I kind of took that into pushing myself down and just not necessarily, because I was acting like myself. I was just acting like a kid. Like, I wasn't doing anything like consciously, but subconsciously I was like pushing myself down to fit into things that I felt like were acceptable or normal, or like I didn't want to be like, people like, oh, like, you're from Iran. I was like, yeah, but like, whatever, it's like not that big of a deal. And it's like I was minimizing myself for no fucking reason. Like, and now that I look back on it, I get really upset with myself because it just grosses me out that I would do that I would think that was like a necessary thing to do. And of course, like, it wasn't 100% like intrinsic. Like, it definitely came from feeling like I didn't belong, whether that be purposeful or not. Like, you're always going to try to fit in or whatever. But I feel really embarrassed when I talk about that because I'm just like, ew, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that is so weird.
I've had that moment.
Right?
Like, when I bring like a Filipino dish in like middle school, and then they're like, the white kids are like, what the fuck are you eating?
Ew, it smells weird.
Shit smells
it
weird.
Smells so
and
weird.
Like,
And you get like upset and you get embarrassed.
And you don't have the cool lunchbox.
Exactly.
My
Oh my
lunchbox
God.
is a little shopping bag. Like, why, bro? Why are you eating rice all the time?
Right? And it's like, it sucks. And it's like, I get it. Like, I understand the curiosity. And like, obviously, when you don't have a different culture, you're going to be more inclined to question other people's culture. But it's like, it was just so like nasty. I felt so nasty when I got older and I realized I was like, why are you like making yourself small?
Would you say like because of what happened in middle school, like what you were describing, like feeling out of place with your culture and kind of like repressing that, would you say now like you embrace it even more because like you've learned from it, or it's still like something that you're working on?
Well, I think, see, what I was lucky enough is that when I was feeling that way, my mom would take us to Iran every summer. So I was not completely, I couldn't alienate myself from the culture, which I'm thankful for, because I feel like if I hadn't been going to Iran, I definitely would have like just tried to shun it altogether. But I wouldn't say that I necessarily, like, I'm not like, I mean, I would say I'm pretty outward with how Iranian I am for the most part. I feel like I talk about it all the fucking time. But I definitely think that, yeah, that's a good point. As I got older, I think I didn't necessarily want to like, because I mean, I'm an American and I'm American as fuck. I'm white as fuck. But so fucking boring. Not that white people are boring, but I'm boring. But I definitely try to at least, I try not to minimize it or hide it. And I try to just be like I am an American who's also Iranian type thing.
Yeah.
Or I'm an Iranian and I'm an American type beat. I'm allegedly. No, but
So
yeah.
you're from Iran and you're vegetarian.
And I'm vegetarian. Do I look like those two things? Please comment.
You
down
look
below.
very vegetarian.
I don't know.
Is there a specific thing you had to tell yourself or do with yourself that you came up from those struggles of wanting to hide your culture?
I think the number one thing was that I, first of all, felt icky about it. But I started to feel so guilty because I was like, I mean, I love my parents so much. And I love my family in Iran, all my family. And I was like, why? Like, I was like, why? Like, who the fuck do you think you are to silence that or put that away? Like, what is there to be embarrassed about? You know what I mean? And I think that was the number one thing, is just reminding myself that I was like, first of all, I like being Iranian. I think it's fun. I think it's fun to make fun of Iranians. I do that all the time. I make fun of my parents all the time. I make fun of myself all the time. But secondly, I think it's such a rich and diverse and beautiful culture. And I'm like, why would you want to not participate in that when you can fully and you can fully embrace it? And that was something that I definitely reminded myself. And I was also thinking, like, I would like look at old pictures of my parents, or I just think about my parents. I'm like, these are the best people I've ever met in my entire life. And their culture is so, and their culture, I mean, their culture is better than mine because they're actually Iranian people. I am too, but you know, like
They're first at hand.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like they grew up there. They like, that's their whole life. And it's like, it's so cool to me. And so I was like, and I, especially because I appreciate other people's cultures so much. I love learning about new cultures. I think it's so incredible. Like whatever country it is, like I love to learn about new cultures and things like that. So I'm like, why are you, like, you have one, you literally have one. So you should like dive into that.
What's one culture that you are into besides?
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I really like, okay, I am obsessed. How much do I talk about it? Dubai. I love Dubai. I love Dubai. I love the culture of the United Arab Emirates. I've only been once for 3 days, and I say it all the time. It was the best 3 days of my life.
Aren't they super wealthy there?
As fuck. Yeah, they're so rich. It's crazy. Like, you walk in there, like, we walked into the airport, I was like,
Is it like that big of a difference?
It's
like
pretty,
it's crazy,
yeah, and,
crazy.
like, you walk out on like the street corner, you will get fined. Like if people spit gum out, they like know, and they'll know. They like find you at the airport, and they will fine you like 500 like dinar, I think, before you leave. It's
Oh,
like they're
wow.
crazy. It's really cool.
So it's got to be so clean and
It's
like beautiful.
so
there.
clean, and it's so gorgeous, and it's so like, it's really small, which is really interesting when you go there, because I mean the buildings are huge as fuck. There's all these things, but it's like really like
yeah, what does it look like? Is it kind of like a New York vibe? Or
I would say LA.
LA.
Maybe LA, Miami type, because it's hot as fuck
Okay.
there too. But I remember we did this like bus tour. I went with my mom, my sister, and my aunts and my cousins. We went from Iran to Dubai because it's way cheaper. Actually, now you can't go to Dubai from Iran anymore. But anyways, but we went there, and it was like we did this bus tour. We went around the whole city in 25 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's
that
crazy.
small?
It's that small. It's insane. And it was just like, it was so cool because they have they have, and something I really like about Dubai that was interesting, and obviously I was in Dubai and I wasn't in like Sharjah or like the other parts which are more culturally based, but the way that they incorporate their actual like Arab culture into the sort of new age type of like futuristic vibe of Dubai is so interesting. And that's something I'm obsessed with. It. I'm going to go back one day. I promise. I will. I love it so much. Literally, I talk about it all the time. My parents get so annoyed. They're like, "We know." My mom was like, "I was fucking there." I'm like, "I know, dude, but I miss it."
They
so
were
much.
wait. They were what there?
They're fucking there. Well, my dad wasn't there. My mom was there. Oh my god. Good night.
Quick, that's funny.
Yeah, you got me with that one. Oh shit, you got me with that one. But yeah, I love Dubai.
Besides
so bad.
Dubai, seems to be one of your happiest
Best
life
place
moments.
ever fucking.
How about what's one of your happiest life moments?
I say this
like,
all
what's up there?
I say this all the time. I've said this since I was a kid, and I do believe it. I definitely had times where I didn't believe it. But my sister being born was
all the audience boo.
No, but actually
Wait, you remember that?
Yeah, I was
Wow.
4.5, 5. I actually have a couple stories that I remember. So my sister was like, we went to the hospital at 5 a.m. because my mom was like, it was like planned, you know, it's like a C-section, whatever, tumor baby. But I remember my mom was like, "What do you want us to name her?" And then they did
like that.
No,
like did you
yeah,
sound
she
like
said
that?
just like that. Actually, my mom didn't know our genders until we were born.
Was it?
Yeah, my
like,
parents
purposeful?
were. Yeah, they did it on purpose. I don't know how the
my parents did that too.
What the hell?
So what do they do when that happens? Do they just?
Oh, well, they just.
Do they check? Or
I guess so.
Are the doctors
well,
like,
the doctor
"It's
knows.
a
Well, the doctor
boy."
knows. The doctor knows.
Or they're
how
like-
it works. They just don't tell him at the. But yeah, so she was like, "If it's a boy, like, what do you want us to name it? If it's a girl, what do you want us to name it?" They didn't pick either of my names. Whatever.
What
it's
were
fine.
your names?
So Setare means star in Farsi for girl, and the boy name was really ugly. Sorry if this is your name, probably isn't. It was Tirdad, which means like, what the fuck does it mean? It has something to do with stars. I was really into stars and moons, and I still am.
At like
but
5?
yeah, I was like low key into it. Not like astrology, but I just liked stars and moons
okay.
and patterns and shit like that. So I had these like pajamas that had like stars on them, and that's why I
Aw.
did that. But yeah, they didn't pick my name, and I remember my mom went to go, you know, have the child. And my aunt was staying with me in the hospital, and I started freaking out crying because I thought I was never going to see my mom again. So I made my aunt go take me to get my mom a card from the gift shop, and I wrote her a card, and I drew a picture or some shit. My mom still has it. And then I remember this, I will never fucking forgive my parents for this. So obviously we left the hospital with the newborn child, and my dad was like, let me take your mom inside. And Nazi was in the seatbelt, in the car seat. She was all like, you know, strapped up. And my dad's like, "I'm going to take your mom inside, stay with the baby." And I start freaking the fuck out because I'm so nervous all the time. And I start crying because I thought I was like going to kill her or something. I don't know.
How old were you?
I was 4.
You left a 4-year-old alone with a
I
baby?
mean, she was strapped in.
But
and
still.
like, I know, my dad sucks. No, he doesn't suck, but he doesn't care about shit.
Wait, hold on. Go back to the the name thing. So does Shawdee translate to something?
Yeah, it means joy in Farsi.
Oh.
Yeah. I know, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I was not gonna lie. I've always wondered. I was
Yeah.
like, how did Shawdee like?
It means joy in Farsi.
Cool.
I was named after my uncle. His name was Shadfad, and his nickname was Shawdee. So my dad named me after him.
Nice.
And then Nazi's name means pride. Shadnaz.
Cool.
You don't know her, but it makes sense.
So what do they address you as? What do they call you?
My parents call me
parents?
Shawdee or Shad.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone kind of calls me Shad.
Okay.
And then they call Nazi, like instead of
Okay.
Shadnaz. But I call her Shadnaz when I'm like, just to be funny. Nazi calls me shitball. So fucking bitch. But yeah, they left me with the fucking baby. I remember that vividly. And then also Nazi had jaundice, so I remember that. Sorry. And so I remember that. You know those little, have you guys ever seen those little things when babies have jaundice? It's like artificial
Have
sunlight.
what?
Jaundice is when your skin, you don't have enough vitamin D when you're born, and your skin is yellow. Like, because Jean means like yellow in French. And
No, I never heard
Oh,
of
no,
that.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, she had it really bad, so they had those artificial light things. And then again, I freaked out because I thought she was gonna die.
So you were just nervous from
It's
the
annoying
beginning.
as fuck. Like, damn.
No, you just care.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
But
cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
And so yeah, my sister being born. I'm trying to think of another good event. Meeting my friends Emily and Katie.
You're
Emily
just like
and I met when we
waiting.
were 14. We met freshman year of high school. Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
It's been 6 years.
High school sweethearts.
I know. We literally are high school sweethearts. And Katie and I met when we were 18.
Wow.
Frog Week.
And now you're whoa.
No, I know. Now we're-
Wait,
Oh,
that's not possible.
Yeah. We were 18 coming into college.
Okay. Wait. Yeah.
It's just when
Michael,
their
you're literally
birthdays are.
19 right now. How did you
Yo,
think?
I don't know.
And meeting my friend Ashley.
Shout out Ashley.
Shout out Ashley.
Where's she at? Is she working?
No, she's not working today.
No.
She's probably doing something. She's probably
Okay.
frolicking or something.
Grace, do you have anything you want to hit before we end it?
I think we hit a lot of like the main points. Like a lot of your questions tied into mine as well.
All right. Is there anything, one last bit of wisdom?
Yeah.
Wisdom.
Wait. Okay. Do you,
Wisdom.
okay. What is one thing you've learned throughout your
Oh
life?
wait, let's do the audience questions. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
okay,
Go
I'll
ahead.
do
Go ahead.
audience
One
questions.
thing that maybe you've like learned throughout your life, or something you would tell your younger self.
Okay, this is a good one. Let me think a little bit.
Sorry to put you on the
No,
spot.
you're totally good. I don't. My poor younger self. She deserved better. My annoying ass. I guess I would say, this is it's gonna sound, based on everything that I've told you guys, it's gonna sound like I don't believe this, but I'm working on it. It's not the end of the world. Most things that you think are the end of the world are not the end of the world. That I feel like that's something that I've definitely, because I am so bad about freaking out about things, and then later I'm just like, oh, this is okay. Like I literally like, I'm gonna fail this exam, and then I get a 95 and I'm just like feel like an asshole because I'm like fine. But that's like a smaller scale thing. But most things that feel like they matter a lot don't really matter that much, or I mean they matter, but they're not gonna like kill you.
Mhm.
Essentially you'll be okay. Also, you're gonna dye your hair blonde. Really sorry about that one.
Do you know Ray Crane?
Yes, oh my god, I love Ray Crane. He's my friend from high school.
He commented on the last episode an hour ago,
What do you say?
just in time. I would like Shawdee to talk about her theater experience
Fuck him.
and the friends she made,
Period.
and if she would recommend it to kids going into high school.
If I would recommend theater, okay.
Wait, so who's this guy? Is he our age?
He's 2 years older than us.
Okay.
And I did theater with him in high school. We did theater with him in high school, and he was one of my closest friends in high school, and we still talk every single day. And he's also such an OG. He watches like all of our episodes.
Actually,
I love
shout
Ray.
out Ray
I love Ray so
Crane.
much.
Shout
I
out
miss
to
you so
you.
much. Okay, so I started theater in the 6th grade because that's when I was like kind of existential and I just wanted something to fit into, and I was like, maybe I'll try out for the play. Which I don't know.
that's a good thing. That's what
I
life's
know-
about.
True, but I don't know how I managed to put myself out there like that, but I did, and I got a part in the play, which was really fun. It was a modern day version of the Christmas Carol.
What was your part?
She was like, Carol was like Ebenezer Scrooge, and she was like a businesswoman, and we were this like local playhouse, and I was the director of the play, and she kept trying to shut us down. But I like really loved her for some reason. Like the moment at the end of the play, I like hug her. It's like really, it was so weird. It was a weird script. But anyways, yeah, that was my part. And so I did theater all 3 years, and then I was like, oh well, this actually how Emily and I met. So we were in theater class together my freshman year of high school, and we were like, hey, and Emily was like, want to go to the drama club meeting with me? And I was like, sure. And then we walked to the drama club meeting together, and that's how I started theater in high school. And like I auditioned for stuff, and I ended up getting really into it because when you do theater in like high school, if you start when you're young and you keep doing it, like you're just gonna get you don't want to leave because you make all those friends. Like my closest friends were in theater.
Yeah, it's like hard to leave.
Literally, it's hard, and I didn't want to because I
feel like
love
that's
theater,
a lot of things.
and it was fun
like
for me.
Band. Yeah.
Band.
I'm supposed to.
I was gonna say you.
I was supposed to leave like 5 years ago, but I'm still in this bitch.
No, yeah, and so I love theater. I would recommend doing theater in school because I think for me the biggest part of it was the community. I mean, because you become close with those people because you do like weird shit. Like you have to like have like 12-hour rehearsals, and you like guys are like in the costume like doing like what the fuck is it called? The fucking dressing room. Sorry, oh my god, guys, I'm out of practice. In like the dressing room together and shit like that. So you get really close, and it's like a bond that's like that. It's like you never get like I'm literally still friends with Ray. Like I'm still friends with him. We met doing theater. We were like so close, and we still talk every single day. And we like make crack jokes about like the plays that we did and stuff like that. So I would recommend doing it, even if you're not good at it. I wasn't fucking good, but you can just pretend that you're good. You can just fucking pretend that you're good. It's really fun.
You don't have to be good at everything you like to do.
Literally, and eventually you will get a little bit better probably if you try a little bit. So
I mean, just growing as a person, like putting yourself out there, especially in middle school, is so important, even if you're not good.
True. And there's so many facets of theater that you could do.
Just do something.
Exactly. Just do it. Honestly, I mean, especially because like rejection fucking sucks, and I agree with that wholeheartedly, and I don't like getting rejected still. Like I still will like grimace if I have to apply to something, but at the end of the day, like you will get over it. You'll get over the rejection and it'll be fine, and you'll make friends. So I love you, Ray Crane. I miss you so much.
Nice.
Knew he was gonna ask
any
shit
last
about
bit
that.
of did you already answer my question? Do you have any last bit of
Yeah,
wisdom?
I was just saying it's not
Oh
the
yeah,
end of the world.
you did. All right, well, that was amazing episode. Thank you for coming on and being the first guest.
Of course.
Thank you for being so vulnerable.
Shout out to the live studio audience. Shout out to the live studio audience.
Everyone starts booing. Boo.
Boo, Shawdee.
Don't do that.
Make her uncomfortable. Shawdee.
All the TikTok comments are like, boo, she sucks.
Make sure you guys bully her on her social.
All my socials.
Follow her at, you want to shout out your Instagram or anything?
SBAKHH. Is it 2 H's?
It'll be in the description.
It'll be in the description. Is it 2 H's?
Go follow her on Instagram. Go follow her on TikTok. Any other platforms you care about? Twitter?
No, don't follow my Twitter. It's embarrassing.
Okay, so follow her on Instagram, on TikTok. Follow Nothing Outside on Instagram and TikTok. LinkedIn.
Get her those connections.
Networking. Make sure you rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify. Keep showing the love to you OGs. I know you're watching. OGs.
Mike's covered.
OGs. Mike's covered. Keep dropping those
inside jokes.
You know. Only they don't even know. You know that. We know. We go live every day. They'll go live with me Mondays and Wednesdays, but I'll be live every day. So make sure you join us on TikTok and maybe in the future Instagram, so I can go live with other people. And maybe we can go live together because
Yeah, you can add people to
the new Clubhouse thing, the Clubhouse ripoff.
Oh my god, that shit is so funny.
Yeah, but it'd be kind of good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's it. Okay. Bye.